Jonathan from Rain Brothers here with a quick tip on how to get your pump going if you lose water and you're on a well or a cistern. This is called a tank T, and you can find this on the face of your pressure tank, which is usually a metal or fiberglass tank down in your basement or crawl space. And on the face of this tank T, there is a pressure gauge. The first thing you want to look for is what this pressure gauge is reading. If it's reading 0, you're going to remove the cover of this pressure switch. And this is where you would turn off the breaker to the pump and just do a visual inspection of this pressure switch. The most common issue with why your pump isn't starting up is that the pressure switch sometimes gets stuck. And you can see here, again, you want to make sure your power is off, but this plastic piece moves back and forth. And that's what's making contact to create the switch to send power to your pump. Now this would be the on position, this would be the off position, and it turns on and off based on the water pressure in your system. But occasionally, especially on older pressure switches, it just gets stuck in the off position or in the open position. So all you want to do with the power off is just flick it a little bit, loosen up those contacts and that spring, and then make sure it's closed, make sure the contacts are touching, and then turn your power back onto your pump and see if that does the trick. 9 times out of 10, this is the issue. Now, if that's still not working, what you want to do is identify the panel side, which is the line side of the pressure switch. So in this case, we're going to call this yellow cable the panel side. So this is a feed from the panel, and this is a feed from the panel. And what you would want to do now with the power on is take a multimeter and check the voltage on the panel side of this switch. Make sure that you're getting voltage here, and then you're going to take your multimeter and check for voltage on the load side, which is the pump side of this switch, and make sure that voltage is getting through here. If you have voltage coming in and going out, then you know that your pressure switch is working and the cause is likely something else. It's also worth noting that some people may have a pressure switch that looks like this. It has a silver lever on the side. This is what's called a low-level cutoff pressure switch. And what this does is it turns the power off to the pump if your water pressure dips below 12 psi. So what it does is if the pump dips below 12 psi, that usually indicates that it's drawing in air. So what this is doing is it will cut the circuit off to the pump to make sure that you're not sucking in air into your pump. So it saves the motor of your pump. But if your pressure gauge is reading 0 or less than 12 psi, you have to manually restart this switch to make contact. To start the pump back up, if you have a pressure switch like this, you need to hold this lever in a 45-degree angle. And you notice that it then made contact on your pressure switch. You need to hold it in that position until it gets above 12 psi, in which case it will hold on its own. You'll feel the lever kind of lift on its own. But you have to continue to hold it. If you go too far, it breaks contact again. So you have to hold it in this about 45-degree angle, and it helps to remove the cover so you can watch it. You have to hold it in that position, and then it will start the pump back up. For further troubleshooting tips and advice, check out the video linked here, and we'll get you back up and running in no time.